Welcome everyone to the Raging Hot Mic podcast. I hope you all are having a good week. Please, if you're watching me, smash the like button, subscribe, drop your comments, and if you want me to cover any particular topic, please indicate or drop the comments. Today, I'll be talking about no one else but Governor Bello Matawale, or ex-Governor Bello Matawale, who is now the Minister of State for Defense in Nigeria. Sometime in February 2021, after a meeting with then President Muhammad Buhari, the then governor of Zamfara State made the following comments. I quote him: as regards terrorism, insecurity, and abduction in Nigeria, not all of them are criminals. He's referring to the bandits. I don't even call them bandits. He's referring to the terrorists. Not all of them are criminals. If you investigate what is happening and what made them to take laws into their hands, some of them sometimes were cheated by the so-called vigilante group. This is the vigilante group that was formed in order to secure the individuals these terrorists are attacking. Is who he claims are the ones cheating the terrorists. It is important for us as leaders to sit down with them and understand what is the genesis. You can't just conclude that this person is a criminal. You have to listen to him. He made this statement as a governor back in 2021. We are talking about more than 4 years ago. February next year is going to make it 5 years ago. That was when he made this statement, and all of a sudden is a topic just this week. So what has changed? Why did they bring back a statement? This is his statement he made to the press. It's not like he made it in the banter he made in his living room or he made in his bedroom. This is a statement he made in Abuja after meeting the president. So what has changed, if I may ask? What has changed is we've become a little more sensitive to these killings. That tells you how bad we have been. That we are so insensitive that he could make these statements and no one cared. That tells you how bad the previous government is. That at least right now, you can say it wasn't the government that resurrected or made us start talking about the insecurity. Maybe it was the tweeting by Donald Trump as regards making Nigeria a country of concern. Maybe that's what made us sensitive again. But this is a man who was governor. And I beg you, I want to ask you a question. If he made this statement then as a governor, and then this same administration made him the Minister of State for Defense, you ask yourself, what hope do we Nigerians have? Who was the people that screened him in order to make him Minister of State? A Minister of State for Defense. A governor, as a governor's role, a governor is the chief security officer of his state. It's not an appointment. It's a position you get by winning elections. So we are told. That's what they tell us, that they won elections. You all know what goes on during the elections. You all know no election is free and fair. But they claim they were elected by the people, and he is the chief security officer of his state. And Bello Matawale made this statement that the bandits have to come and dialogue with the states and explain. Do you understand? This is a chief security officer of a state that is being attacked by terrorists. This is the terrorist. He's accusing the vigilante group that was formed because of the consistent attacks of the bandits. He's accusing the vigilante group of the ones. He's accusing them of causing the problem. Deflection. Not being accountable. So to him, the problem is not with the terrorists. The problem is with the vigilante group. So the vigilante group has to be disbanded. If we continue his line of thought, the vigilante group has to be disbanded in order for the government to talk with the terrorists and understand. So when did it become a job or the duty of a government to understand why terrorists are terrorists? Which particular government that is delivering on their mandate sits down to talk with terrorists? That is not the job of a government. No. The job of a government is to maintain security of lives and properties of the citizens, not to dialogue with criminals. Hell no. No one does that. All the government needs to do is to uphold the rule of law, and the rule of law says that these bandits and these criminals must be apprehended and then sent to court, prosecuted. All this talk you are supposed to talk, when you get to court, you tell that to a judge. If he accepts, that's another problem. Whatever you need to talk, you go there, you go to the law court, and then you start telling the judge. Maybe the judge will consider the reason why you become a bandit when he's sentencing you, which also doesn't make sense. No government ever sits down to discuss with terrorists, except the government is part of the problem. No one. You don't dialogue with terrorists. And he, as a chief security officer, Governor Bello Matawale, as a chief security officer, is suggesting that the government should sit down with the terrorists and understand the genesis. I'm not saying there's no genesis or there's no reason why these guys don't do it, but that's not an excuse. You can't tell me that this is the reason why you became a terrorist. If that is the case, the country will be boiling. Everybody will take up arms, everybody will take up guns, and then we'll all burn down the country because of one thing that we don't agree with. Let me tell you, let me go further. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, poverty headcount rate in Zamfara increased from 73.98% in 2019 to 78% in 2022 when he left office. He left office in 2023. He came into office, I think, 2019 or something, 2019. So you are telling me, based on multi-dimensional poverty index data, that means poverty increased 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, more than 4% under his watch as a governor. Poverty headcount rate. So 78% of the states. So who is safe? If 78% fall under poverty headcount rate, that means the whole state is poor. So what did he do? He's ready to sit down with terrorists and discuss, but he's doing nothing as a governor. Where was all the money the state received from the federal allocation account or from the federal account? Where did he go to? What did he do with it? Nothing. No accountability, no transparency. But he's talking about sitting down with terrorists. Governor Bello Matawale's poverty rate in his country, in his state, increased 4% from 73 to 78 while he was in office. And he's not talking about that. He's not explaining to Nigerians why he didn't deliver. He's not explaining to Nigerians why he failed. But he was busy in the state house discussing how the government needs to sit down with terrorists. Do you understand the mind thought of our leaders? People who call our leaders. Do you not understand how they think? And who even screened him as a Minister of State for Defense? Who did that? That was a poor job, damn poor job. Who screened this man? So the person who, or the department, or the individuals, or the government who screened Governor Bello Matawale did not see this statement, did not see these statistics. So was he appointed based on politics, or based on the region he comes from or he came from, or based on his contribution in election over competence? Because if competence is taken into account, there's no how this guy will become a minister. This guy will be in court. This guy will be in court being prosecuted. If competence was a criteria for appointments in Nigeria, there's no how this type of man will be a minister. I'm not saying he will be locked up, because I'm not the one prosecuting. I can't prosecute and judge at the same time. But I'm saying he will be in court at least. And the authorities will have so much incriminating data, incriminating factor against him. Now also, we are not ended. Let's go further. According to the present governor, right now, Governor Dauda Lawal, he said that the state of Zamfara under Bello Matawale incurred 30 billion debt. 30 billion debt. That means, apart from what he received as allocation, again he borrowed to add to it in a state that lacks basic infrastructure and education. And Zamfara was placed 36th out of 37 states, including FCT, in the overall scorecard by Analyst Data Services and Resources, ADSR. Zamfara was placed 36th out of 37. So he only beat one state. Zamfara State under Governor Bello Matawale only beat one state as regards overall scorecard. Damn! Jesus. This just tells you we are not doing anything. We are rather going backwards. So in a country where there are 36 states, he was a governor for 8 years, right? He promised, he campaigned, he was a governor for 8 years, and his state, Zamfara, was placed 36 out of 37. Abuja was included. He was the second worst performing governor, or his government was the second worst in that period, and he became a minister. Tell me you are joking. Wake me up, please. Someone tell me I'm sleeping. And he became a minister. So what is the criteria for being a minister? There's something you and I don't know. There's definitely what we don't know. When we start going down the rabbit hole to pull it out, is going to be so much. This is a man who was nominated as a minister of state for defense. Not only did he fail, he didn't underperform, he failed miserably, but also he made a statement giving a human face to terrorism. Now tell me, you are going to meetings with the American government, you are going to meetings with other people, you are claiming you are fighting terrorism, you are claiming you need more, and then the same person who is going to this meeting, or who is also part of this delegation, because he works as a minister, even if he's a minister of state, he's made this sort of statement 4 years ago. So how are you going to be looked at by the international community? They won't take you serious. And according to the National Bureau of Statistics, from May 2023 to April 2024, more than 2.2 million Nigerians were abducted. 2.2 million. And also 614,000 people were killed in 1 year. 600,000. This is according to the Bureau of Statistics, which we know on the count. And then 2.3 trillion naira paid as ransom. That is $1.42 billion. Do you know what $1.42 billion could do to Nigeria? How many schools it will build? How many hospitals? How many roads? How many jobs it will create? And we are wasting it on bandits, on terrorists. And a governor, the chief security officer of the state, is telling us that terrorists are not criminals. They were cheated, looking so bad. Like, the more you talk about this, the worse it is. I don't know if you guys understand. This guy is telling you that a terrorist is not a criminal. So what is the meaning of terrorism? You go to people's houses, you abduct them, you demand for money or for ransom. Sometimes, or most times, you kill these individuals. Yet you're not a criminal. Why can't you even fight criminality and insecurity with this kind of people in power? How can you be successful? We have a long way to go in Nigeria. We have a very long way to go. That should be all for me or from me today. Please join me next time. Smash the like button, comment, subscribe. Thanks. Have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.